Magandang araw mga bata! Ako si Ma'am Regine, ang teacher mo sa math. Sa video na ito ay ating bibigyang kasagutan ang katanungan ng ating mga grade 7 na mag-aaral. Paano ko nga bang sasagutan ang mga learning tasks sa module? Ito ang ating module for quarter 2 ng Mathematics grade 7. This is an SLM or self-learning module. What is a self-learning module? It is designed to provide information, activities, and new learning that the learners need to work on. As a learner, it will help you attain the prescribed grade-level knowledge, skills, attitude, and values at your own pace outside the normal classroom setting. Ano ang kaibahan ng ating module for quarter 2 mula doon sa module natin for quarter 1? Ang module na ito for quarter 2 ay naglalaman ng pivot assessment card for learners na matatagpuan sa page 38 na naglalaman ng personal assessment on learners' level of performance. Ito ang pivot assessment card for learners. Meron itong mga instructions at ito yung mga i-input natin na symbols dito sa mga padlang sa LP or level of performance. Discuss natin isa-isa. This is the distribution of learning tasks per week for quarter 2. Mula sa week 1, sa ilalim nito meron tayong learning task 1 to 8. LP ay yung level of performance. Ito yung mga blanks na lalagyan mo ng sagot mo na symbol. Mula week 1 hanggang week 8. Ang module for quarter 2 ng Mathematics ay naglalaman ng lessons for week 1 hanggang week 8. Pero unlike other subjects, meron lamang itong learning tasks hanggang learning task 3. Kaya naman hindi natin sasagutan yung learning tasks 4 to 8. Ang lalagyan lamang natin ng symbol for level of performance ay mula sa learning task 1 to 3 for week 1 to week 8. At sa mathematics, magkasama iyong lesson for week 1 and 2 dahil mahaba iyong topic for measurement. Kaya iyong mga ilalagay mo rito na symbols ay ganun din ang ilalagay mo rito sa week 2. Iba-iba naman yung lessons natin for week 3 hanggang week 8. Ano-ano nga ba ang ilalagay natin na symbol dito sa LP or level of performance? Star. I was able to do or perform the task without any difficulty. The task helped me in understanding the target, content, or lesson. Ilalagay natin dito ang star sa mga patlang na ito kung na-perform natin ng maayos yung mga learning tasks nang hindi nahihirapan gaano. Aside from star, we also have the check mark. I was able to do or perform the task. It was quite challenging but it still helped me in understanding the target, content, or lesson. Kung hindi star ang ating ilalagay, pwedeng check mark. It means na nagawa mo rin iyong performance task, itong mga learning task na nandito sa ating module. However, nahirapan kang sagutan ito. At kung hindi naman star symbol or check mark, pwedeng ang ilagay mo ay question mark. I was not able to do or perform the task. It was extremely difficult. I need additional enrichment activities to be able to do or perform this task. Kung hindi natin ilalagay ang star or check mark dito sa mga patlang sa level of performance, pwede naman na check mark ang ilagay natin. It means na hindi na-perform yung task kasi sobrang nahihirapan ng bata. Isa pang feature ng module natin for second quarter na wala sa quarter 1 ng mathematics ay ang quarter 2 ay merong answer key. Ito ay makikita natin sa page 39. Dahil ito ay self-learning module, it is expected that the learners will be learning from the module. Babasahin nila yung content and then sasagutan nila yung mga performance task. After nilang magsagot ay sila din yung mag-a-assess sa sarili nila. Sila yung mag-check ng kanilang sagot, kaya merong sagot sa likod. At dahil may answer key ang module na ito for second quarter ng mathematics, ito ay nagtatanong ng how and why. So instead of just giving out the answers, you will be asked how. Paano mo nakuha yung sagot? How did you arrive with the answer? How? Show your solution. Why? Bakit ito ang sagot? Explain in 1 to 2 sentences. Kaya para sa mga videos natin kung paanong sasagutan ng learning tasks, ilalagay natin kung paanong sinasagutan ng how. We will be showing the solutions and why. Explaining the answer. those questions that do not require solution, ang gagawin natin ay i-explain natin ang sagot. This lesson ay under ng Week 7 ng ating 4A Cube MELC-based module for Grade 7 Mathematics under Quarter 2, Lesson 7. Meron na rin tayong naihandang video discussion paukol dito, linear equations and inequalities in one variable. Ito ay available na sa ating YouTube channel, ang Teacher Mo sa Math. For Week 7 ng ating Quarter 2 module for Grade 7 Mathematics, this is all about linear equations and inequalities in one variable. And for Week 7, meron tayong 4 na learning tasks na kailangang i-accomplish. Ang learning task 1 and 2 ay matatagpuan natin sa D part or discussion. Ito ay nasa page 30. Ang learning task 3 naman ay nasa E part or evaluation na nasa page 31. At ang learning task 4 ay nasa A part or assessment sa page 31 din. Magdako tayo sa learning task 1. Ito ang ating makikita for learning task 1. Translate the verbal sentence to mathematical sentence and use variable x to represent the number. Dito sa learning task 1, meron tayong 5 verbal sentences. All we have to do is to translate them into mathematical sentence. At yung gagamitin nating variable para sa mga unknown number ay x. We cannot use any other letter from the alphabet kasi stated siya sa ating direction na x lamang ang gagamitin. Para sa learning task 1, hindi natin kailangan mag-compute dito, so no need to show solution. Kailangan lamang natin ay mag-translate, ibigay lamang yung katumbas na mathematical sentence nitong mga verbal sentence na ito. And then, explain your answer why. Bakit naging ganun ang sagot mo? Ito ang example natin kung paano tayo nagtatranslate ng verbal sentence into mathematical sentence or vice versa. Magbigay tayo ng example. We have A, we have the equal sign, and then 8. Nabanggit kanina na lahat ng mga letters, these can be used to represent any unknown variable. So aside from x, pwede natin gamitin any letter from the alphabet. So this time, ang ginamit natin ang A. So if we translate this mathematical sentence, ito ay mathematical sentence at hindi na phrase dahil meron na tayong relational symbols na ginagamit. Yun ang difference ng mathematical phrase. Operational symbols lamang ang ginagamit kapag phrase. Kapag naman mathematical sentence, meron na tayong relational symbol. So itong mathematical sentence na ito ay pwede natin i-translate into a number is 8. A number, dahil hindi natin alam tong variable na to kung ano yung kanyang specific na value, so a number or the number, is yung ginamit natin para basahin itong equal sign, and then 8 is a constant. So aside from a number is 8, pwede rin naman ang a number is equal to 8. Either of the two pwede natin gamitin to read this mathematical sentence. Next example, we have here the fraction 1/3. We have B. We have this not equal sign and then the constant 9. Pwede natin itong basahin as 1/3 of a number is not equal to 9. So itong 1/3 and B, it implies multiplication process dahil wala silang any process between them. Magkatabi lang sila. Therefore, itong 1/3 na fraction at itong unknown variable na B ay kailangan nating i-multiply together. Kaya binabasa ito as 1/3 of a number. 1/3 nung unknown variable. B is an unknown variable, kaya a number. And then itong sign na ito ay binabasa ng is not equal to. And then 9 is the constant. Next example tayo. We have 3. We have C. So dito sa term na ito, 3 is our numerical coefficient, and then C is our literal coefficient. We have the symbol for addition, plus sign. Meron tayong constant na 1. We have this greater than sign, and then a constant 11. So, mathematical sentence na ito, it can be translated as thrice a number added to 1 is more than 11. Thrice a number, meaning, itong 3 na ito, ay kailangan nating i-multiply sa unknown variable na C. It implies multiplication, kaya thrice a number. Thrice ang ginamit dahil 3 ang kailangan nating multiply, pwede nating gamitin ang special term na thrice. Pwede naman ang 3 times a number. And then added 2 ay galing dito sa plus sign. Pwede rin naman na thrice a number increased by, thrice a number plus, and so on. So, yan ay mga terms na ginagamit for addition. Ginamit natin this time ay added 2. 1 is a constant. And then, this sign, we translated it as is more than. Pwede kasing more than. Or pwede rin namang is greater than. So, instead of more, we use greater. You can use either of the two. And then, 11 is a constant. Kaya naman itong sentence na ito ang kanyang translation. Another example, we have here 2. We also have D, an unknown variable. We have the minus sign. And then, we have the constant 1. D minus 1, and close siya into a parenthesis. We also have this inequality sign na less than, and then a constant 5. Translating this mathematical sentence into a verbal sentence, we can translate it as twice the difference of a number and 1 is less than 5. Kung mapapansin natin, a number, the unknown variable D, minus 1. Since siya ay naka-enclose in a parenthesis, meaning group together siya, according GEMDAS, ito yung una nating ipe-perform sa lahat. Kaya nakuha natin yung difference of a number and 1. Difference dahil ito yung result ng subtraction process, kaya may minus sign dito. A number here dahil meron tayong letter D dito, a known variable, and then 1, yung ating constant. So, i-minus natin yung D and 1. Kaya meron tayong difference of a number and 1. Next, meron tayong constant na 2 sa labas, meaning, itong parenthesis na to ay hindi lamang nag-i-imply ng grouping together nitong D and 1, nag-i-imply din to na yung result nila ay kailangan nating i-multiply by 2. Kaya pwede nating sabihin na twice the difference of a number and 1. Twice kasi 2 ito. Meron tayong special term for 2. Pero pwede rin naman dito ang 2 times the difference of a number and 1, and so on. Next, itong inequality term nito ay binabasa natin ng less than. Kaya meron tayo ditong is less than, and then 5 is a constant. Another example, we have here the unknown variable x ang ginamit. We have the inequality sign greater than or equal to. We have the constant 20. We can read it as a number is greater than or equal to 20. A number, this phrase refers to the unknown variable x. And then this sign, ito yung kanyang basa sa kanya, greater than or equal to. Kaya meron tayong is greater than or equal to, and then 20 is a constant. Kung hindi natin gagamitin yung term na greater than or equal to, pwede rin namang a number is at least 20. Or pwede rin naman na a number is not less than 20. The phrase at least is used for this symbol greater than or equal to dahil kung magkakaroon daw ng value itong unknown variable na ito, pinakamaliit na value niya na is 20. So it can be equal to 20, x is equal to 20. Ito na yung pinakamaliit niyang value. Kung hindi 20 ang value nito, dapat mas malaki. Kaya, greater than or equal to. It's either 20 siya pataas. Hindi siya pwedeng maging 19. Kasi ang variable na x daw, ang kanyang possible value ay 20 and above lamang. At least 20. Ito na yung pinakamababang possible value niya. Not less than, ibig sabihin, hindi siya liliit pa ng 20. It's either equal siya, pantay lang, it's either 20 siya, or more than that. Kaya not less than, because it's more than that. Greater than or equal to. Last example tayo, meron tayo ditong y to represent an unknown variable. Ito naman yung kanyang inequality symbol, less than or equal to, and then ito yung constant na 100 pesos. Kung ito ay ating ita-translate into a verbal sentence, magiging a number is at most 100 pesos. A number, ito ay tumutukoy dito sa unknown variable na y. Yung ginamit natin na term ay at most para dito sa less than or equal to. Pwede rin naman ang not more than. So aside from this one, pwede rin a number is less than or equal to 100 pesos. Or pwede rin naman na a number is not more than 100 pesos. 100 pesos here is the constant. Ginamit natin itong inequality sign na ito because it refers na ang possible value nitong unknown variable natin na y ay maximum niya na yung 100. Ito na yung pinakamalaki niyang possible na value. Y can be either 100, which is equal to 100, or less than that. Pwede siyang 100 and below, pero hindi na pwede pang lumagpas ng 100. Kasi at most, yun na yung pinakamalaki niyang value. It cannot go over 100. Tulad ng ating napanood mga bata, nagtatranslate ang mathematical sentence into a verbal sentence. This time, ang gagawin natin from verbal sentence, translate natin into mathematical sentence. Very important na dapat alam natin kung anong operational symbol at kung anong relational symbol ang gagamitin natin to translate these sentences. Isang example na ibigay dun sa ating napanood ay, yung verbal sentence ay a number is 8. Translated into mathematical sentence, ito ay magiging a is equal to 8. However, in this case, ang gagamitin yung variable ay x lamang. So, instead of a or any other letter from the alphabet, x lamang ang gagamitin ninyo. Ito yung verbal sentence at ito yung kanyang translated mathematical sentence. Explain natin paano naging ganun ang sagot. A number pertains to any letter from the alphabet. This is pertaining to the unknown variable. In this case, we used a. So, itong a number, ito ay para doon sa unknown variable at ang ginamit natin ay a. Is, kung mapapansin natin dito sa verbal sentence, meron tayong term na is. Is refers to an equation, thus we have to use an equal sign. And then 8, this is a constant number, and this is 8's numerical form. Therefore, ganyan natin siya itatranslate. This is the verbal sentence, and this is the mathematical sentence, and this is how we get the answer. Magdako naman tayo sa learning task 2. Ito ang makikita natin for learning task 2. Ito ay nasa D part din under ng learning task 1, same page. Nahahati ito sa 2 activities. The first activity, activity A, translate the following sentences into equation. Use x as the variable to represent the number. Itong 1 to 5 lahat to ay mga verbal sentences na equation. From verbal sentences, we need to translate it into mathematical sentence. And then for activity B, translate the following sentences into inequality. Use y as the variable to represent a number. Ito na mga activity B ay meron ding 5 na mga sentences, verbal sentences, para naman ito sa mga inequality lamang. And then we'll have to translate it into mathematical sentence. Mag-focus muna tayo sa activity A dito sa 5 ito. Kung mapapansin natin, puro is lamang yung gamit nila na term. So, equation or equality lamang ito. Magbibigay ako ng example. Number 1, the perimeter of the rectangle is 96, when the length of a rectangle is twice the width. Yung number 2 naman ay, the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 24. When we say equilateral triangle, this is a triangle with 3 equal sides. Since yung number 1 at number 2 ay parehong tungkol sa perimeter ng isang geometrical shape or object, magbibigay ako ng example. Paalala lamang mga bata na ang perimeter ay nakadepende yung kanyang formula sa kung ano yung shape ng ating sinusukat. So for number 1, this is for the perimeter of a rectangle. Kaya ito ang formula for perimeter of rectangle. P, which is pertaining to the perimeter, 2 is a constant. 2 is to be multiplied to the sum of the value for length and width. Bigay tayo ng example. A rectangle whose perimeter is 12 cm has a width of thrice the measure of its length. Atin siyang i-analyze. Rectangle ito, so ito ang gagamitin natin na formula for perimeter. Yung sukat daw ng perimeter is 12 cm. And then yung width niya, ang binigay na sukat ay thrice the measure of its length. Hindi binigay yung exact na sukat ng width, hindi rin binigay yung exact na sukat ng length. So, constructing the mathematical sentence, we will be using the formula for the perimeter of rectangle. Substitute natin yung P or perimeter for 12 because according to our verbal sentence, the perimeter is equal to 12 cm. is ang gamit. So, ito ay equality or equation, kaya tayo may equal sign. 2 is a constant, hindi natin siya pwedeng baguhin. And then yung length, hindi sinabi yung kanyang exact value. So, we will be using x as our unknown variable. Dahil ang sabi dito ay use x for the variable to represent any unknown number. Kaya x yung sukat ng ating length. And then, ang sabi dito, yung sukat ng width ay thrice the measure of its length. Kaya naman, we need to multiply 3 para doon sa thrice. 3 multiplied to x. Doon sa unknown variable or unknown na sukat ni length. We just copy the plus sign because it is a constant in the formula. Nailagay na natin yung values nila. Kaya naman, let's simplify this. Itong 2, we need to distribute it by x and 3x. Bring down 12. 2 multiplied to x is 2x. Copy the plus sign. 2 multiplied to 3x is equal to 6x. Dahil 2 times 3 is equal to 6. And then copy x. Kaya naman ito na yung ating sagot. At kung aayusin natin ito, 2x plus 6x is equal to 12. Ito yung ating standard form. Yung constants ay nasa right side talaga. At yung mga variables ay nandito sa left side. For number 2, perimeter of a triangle, equilateral na may tatlong equal sides. Ito yung kanyang formula for an equilateral triangle. Perimeter is equal to 3s. Meaning, 3 for 3 equal sides and then s pertaining to the sides. Bibigay ako na example. Ang aking example, instead of a triangle, I'll be using square. A square has a perimeter of 16 cm. Dahil ang square naman, ito ay merong 4 equal sides. For perimeter of a square, ang gagamitin nating formula ay 4s. Dahil ang square, meron siyang 4 equal sides. Pero for number 2, ang gagamitin nyo ay ito, 3s. Substitute natin. According to this verbal sentence, yung perimeter daw ay 16 cm. Copy the equal sign dahil meron tayong term na is dito. 4 is a constant, so kopyahin lamang. And then itong s, papalitan lang natin siya ng x dahil we need to use x as the variable. Ito na yung ating sagot. Ayusin lamang natin siya sa kanyang standard form. Magiging 4x equals 16. For numbers 3 and 5, tulad ng ating ginawa sa learning task 1, we have to translate these verbal sentences into mathematical sentences and then explain why. Bakit naging ganun yung ating sagot? Tulad ng ginawa natin sa learning task 1. And for number 4, the sum of two consecutive integers is 29. Ito ang example kung paano itong sinasagutan. Usually, lagi itong ginagamit for number problems. This is an example. The sum of 3 consecutive integers is 57. Kailangan natin siyang i-translate into a mathematical sentence. When translating a verbal sentence into a mathematical sentence, it is very important that we read carefully. Dapat kada word ay alam natin yung ibig sabihin niya. So, sum here pertains to the addition process. Kailangan natin ng plus sign. Ito namang word na is ay pertaining to equality or equation. Kaya kailangan natin ng equal sign. Meron ding nabanggit dito na 3. Meron ding nabanggit na consecutive. Nabanggit din ng integers. And then 57 na constant. When we say consecutive, it means sunod-sunod. Meaning yung kanyang order ay sunod-sunod. Say for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Yung unang number ay, yung sumunod sa kanya ay lamang lang sa kanya ng isa, plus 1 lang ng plus 1. Kaya naman sa verbal sentence na ito, meron tayong mga sunod-sunod na integers at iyon ay 3. When we say integers, it can only be numbers that are positive or negative. Hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng numbers dito na non-integer. Hindi pwede magkaroon ng decimal, hindi rin pwede magkaroon ng fraction. Integer lamang ang tinutukoy dito sa verbal sentence na ito. Since meron tayong 3 consecutive integers na pag pinag-plus daw natin, dahil meron tayong sum dito, ang sagot ay magiging 57, kunin muna natin yung first integer, which is x. X ang ating ginamit dito to represent the unknown variable dahil hindi naman binanggit kung ano nga ba yung una sa tatlong consecutive integers na to. Aside from X, you can actually use any letter from the alphabet. Pwede naman yun. So, X here represents the first integer. Tulad ng aking nabanggit kanina for consecutive, yung sumunod na number sa kanya ay mas mataas lang sa kanya ng 1. Say, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Kaya naman, yung second integer natin ay mag-a-add tayo ng 1. Magiging x plus 1 yung ating second integer. At yung third integer naman natin ay magiging plus 2. Tatlo lang naman yung nabanggit dito na consecutive integers, kaya ito na yung ating 3 consecutive integers. Pagsasama-samahin na natin silang lahat. Kung mapapansin natin, kinumbine na natin itong tatlong consecutive integers, napapagitnaan sila ng mga plus sign to indicate yung term na sum. Sum of 3 consecutive integers. Lagay din natin ang equal sign na tinutukoy nung word na is. Meaning this is an equation. And then 57, ito na yung ating given na constant number dito sa verbal sentence na ito. Therefore, ito na yung ating mathematical sentence for this verbal sentence. At ganyan natin mga bata kung paano itatranslate ang mga verbal sentences na under ng equation into mathematical sentences. Ngayon naman magdako tayo sa activity B. We have the same verbal sentences pero inequality. Under naman ito ng inequality. And instead of using X, we will be using Y as our variables. So itong 1 to 5 na ito, tulad ng ginawa natin sa learning task 1, translating yung mathematical sentence into verbal sentence, ganun din to halos. However, instead na equation, puro ito inequalities. Magbibigay na lang ako ng example. Tulad nung napanood natin sa learning task 1, ang verbal sentence natin doon ay, a number is at most 100 pesos. And then translating it into a mathematical sentence, ito ang ating magiging sagot. Y, yung ating ginamit na variable for the unknown number, this is our inequality symbol, less than or equal to, and then 100 pesos para dito. Then explain natin why, paano nga ba naging ganyan ang sagot. The phrase a number, it pertains to any letter. In this case, we used Y. Any letter that can be used to represent the unknown value. Next, bakit nga ba ito ang ating ginamit na inequality sign? It's because we see the term at most. At most refers to an inequality. Thus, the inequality sign less than or equal to is used because it implies that the unknown variable may be less than or equal to the given constant number. Ang ini-imply nitong inequality sign na ito ay possible na ang maximum value na nitong unknown variable if ever magkakaroon nito ng value ay 100 pesos. Kasi nakalagay dito at most, ito na yung kanyang pinakamalaking value. It cannot be greater than that. Pwede siyang equal to 100 pesos kaya meron siyang equal sign or less than that. Pwede siyang 99, 98, and so on pero pinakamalaking value niya na yung 100. Hindi na siya pwedeng lumagpas doon. Kaya at most. Therefore, yung value ni Y, it could be equal to 100 or it could be lesser than 100. Kaya ito yung ginamit natin na inequality symbol for at most. And then 100 pesos, this is a constant number. Ito lamang yung kanyang numerical form. Ganito ang example mga bata kung paano tayo magta-translate nitong mga verbal sentences na ito into mathematical sentence. For number 1, the discount is not less than 100. Yung discount dito is the unknown variable. Hindi natin alam kung magkano yung discount. 100 is the constant. Yung kanyang inequality term ay not less than. For number 2, the costs of the book is at most 300 pesos. Cost of the book, hindi natin alam. So, this is unknown. At most, yung kanyang ginamit na inequality phrase, 300 pesos is a constant. For number 3, his monthly income is at least 20,000 pesos. Monthly income, hindi natin alam. So, unknown variable ito. At least yung ginamit natin na inequality term. And then, 20,000 is the constant. For number 4, twice the number is at least 80. The number, use Y as a variable and then multiplied it to 2 kasi twice. At least yung ginamit na inequality phrase, 80 is a constant. For number 5, twice the measure of the acute angle is not more than 90 degrees. So, yung measure ng acute angle, hindi natin alam, unknown ito. Hindi natin alam yung kanyang exact na measure. Kaya naman, this is the unknown value. Use y as the variable and then multiply it to 2 dahil may twice. Not more than, ito yung kanyang inequality symbol, and then 90 is a constant. Magdako naman tayo sa Learning Task 3. Ito ang makikita natin for Learning Task 3. Ito ay nasa E-part, page 31. For Learning Task 3, you need to write the equation or inequality described in the following problems. Meron tayo ditong 10. It's either siya ay equation or inequality. You just have to analyze the verbal sentence para malaman natin kung equation ba siya or inequality. For number 1, JP's age is twice the age of Reina. The sum of their ages does not exceed 51. Number 1, this is an example of age problem. Ito ang example kung paano tayo nagtatranslate ng age problem into a mathematical sentence. Age problem. 7 example. Angel's age is twice the age of Gideon 5 years ago. The sum of their ages now is 35. To translate verbal sentences na under ng age problem, kailangan natin siyang i-analyze. First, we have here Angel. And we also have Gideon. Silang dalawa, yung age nila yung ating i-compare. We also have the time frame. 5 years ago refers to the past tense. And we also have the term now, which refers to the present tense. Next, si Angel, yung kanyang age niya daw ay twice the age of Gideon 5 years ago. And then sum here refers to addition process, kaya may plus sign. Is refers to an equation or equality, kaya may equal sign. And then 35 yung ating result. Kapag in-add daw natin yung ages nila presently, ang result natin ay yung ating constant na 35. After we analyze the verbal sentence, it would be much better if we write it down in a tabular form. Subjects, ito yung ating mga pinag-uusapan. Age ni Gideon at ni Angel yung ating i-compare. Age now, para sa kanilang present age. Age 5 years ago, ito naman yung kanilang age in the past. Dito, binanggit yung age ni Angel presently. Twice the age of Gideon 5 years ago. Pero hindi binanggit yung current age ni Gideon, hindi rin binanggit yung kanyang age 5 years ago. Kaya naman, since hindi natin alam yung present age ni Gideon, let's use X for the unknown variable. Hindi natin alam yung kanyang specific na edad, kaya let's use X. Aside from X, pwede naman tayong gumamit ng any other letter from the alphabet. It's just, I'm using X right now. So, X yung present age ni Gideon. Age 5 years ago, kailangan nating mag-subtract. Kaya naman, distributing 2 dito sa X minus 5, magkakaroon tayo ng 2X from 2 multiplied to X, which is 2X. Kopyahin natin yung minus sign, and then 2 times 5 is equal to 10. Ang present age ni Angel ay 2x minus 10. And then, ang age niya 5 years ago, syempre, bawasan natin ng 5. 2 multiplied to the difference of a number and 5, isubtract pa natin sa 5. Ito ay magiging 2x minus 15. Paano natin nakuha ang 2x minus 15? Kapag sinubstitute natin itong 2 by x minus 5, magiging 2x minus 10, and then minus 5. Tatanggalin natin yung parentheses, mawawala na siya. And then we have 2x minus 10 minus 5. Minus 10 and minus 5, dalawa silang constant, so pwede pa natin sila i-combine together. Yung 2x ay wala naman siyang similar term, kaya ibaba lang natin 2x, and then meron na tayong magiging minus 10 minus 5. Applying the rules of subtracting integers, we have to change the sign of the subtrahend. So itong positive 5 ay magiging negative 5 na. And then, proceed to the rules of addition. Kaya itong minus sign magiging plus na. We have negative 10 plus negative 5. Yun ay magiging negative 15. Dahil pareho na silang negative, add them together. So, kopyahin mo lang yung kanilang common sign, which is negative. Kaya magiging 2x minus 15. 2x minus 15 yung edad naman ni Angel 5 years ago. Meron na tayong data nila in a tabular form. Sa verbal sentence na ito, ang hinihingi ay yung kanilang present age. That when we add them together, ang magiging result daw ay 35. So, we focus on this column, their ages now. Add them together, magiging x plus 2x minus 10, where x, this is Gideon's age now. Ito yung present age ni Gideon. And then itong 2x minus 10, ito naman yung Angel's age now, present age ni Angel. Plus sign ay para dun sa term na sum. And then if we add these ages together, makukuha daw natin ay 35. So itong equal sign ay mula dun sa term na is, and then 35 is the given constant. Ito yung result kapag inad natin together itong age ni Gideon and Angel. Yung ating napanood na example mga bata ay under ng linear equation in one variable. Equation yun kasi ang ginamit ay is. However, for number 1, ang ginamit na term dito ay does not exceed. Ibig sabihin hindi lalagpas. Hindi is or is equal to yung ginamit. Therefore, this is under inequality. Next, for number 2, 6, 7, and 8, ito na mga apat na ito ay basic verbal sentences tulad ng ginawa natin for learning task 1 and learning task 2. We just have to translate them into their respective mathematical sentence and we'll have to explain why. Paano natin nakuha yung sagot na yun? Next, for number 3, this is actually a basic verbal sentence as well. Cut a 60 cm ribbon into two such that one part is 1/3 of the other. Magbibigay lamang ako ng example para mas malinaw natin itong maintindihan. A 12 cm rope has been cut into two such that one of its part is half of the other. Kung tayo ay may verbal sentence, kailangan natin itong i-analyze ng mabuti para ma-translate natin ito into mathematical sentence. 12 is a constant. 2 cut into 2, 1, meaning one part, and then yung sukat ng ating isang part, hindi natin alam. Kaya naman, gumamit tayo ng ating variable na x. Or you can actually use other letter from the alphabet since hindi naman in-specify dito sa learning task 3 kung ano yung letter na gagamitin natin. Next, is, kaya kailangan natin gumamit ng equal sign. Therefore, itong number 3 ay isang equation. Half, kaya ito ay 1/2 pertaining to a fraction. The other, hindi rin natin alam kung ano yung sukat nitong kabilang part. Kaya naman, x yung ating ginamit na variable. Since na-analyze na natin siya, alam na natin na ito yung kanyang possible na mga mathematical symbols. Let's put them all together. Ang possible na translation natin dito na mathematical sentence ay ito. X plus 1/2 x is equal to 12. A number is added to half a number is 12. Wherein, yung x ay nakuha natin sa one part. Kasi yung one part, hindi natin alam kung ano sukat niya. 1 multiplied to x, 1x. So, kailangan lang natin ilagay ang x. No need na natin ipakita yung invisible 1. Next. Saan naman galing itong 1/2 x? Ito naman yung sukat ng the other part. The other part is 1/2 of the other. Kaya 1/2 times x, 1/2 x. Ito naman ay cut into 2. Ang sabi rito ay may isang rope na hinati sa dalawa. Therefore, yung ating magiging unknown variable ay dalawa. Cut into 2. Yung isang part at yung pangalawang part. Next. Kaya tayo may equal sign dahil may binanggit dito na term na is. And then 12, ito yung ating constant. Ibig sabihin yung sukat ng kabuuan ng rope na ito ay 12. Ang number 4 at 5 ay pareho namang number problem. For number 4, the sum of two consecutive even integers is 162. Ito ang ating example kung paano ito tinatranslate into a mathematical sentence. Ito ang isa pang example ng number problem. The sum of two consecutive even integers is 82. Analyze ulit natin itong verbal sentence na ito. We have sum, kaya may plus sign. 2. Consecutive or magkasunod. Integers is, ito ay may relational symbol na katumbas na equal sign. And 82, which is a given constant. When we say even numbers, these are numbers that are divisible by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Ang hinahanap dito sa verbal sentence na ito ay yung dalawa na consecutive even integers lamang, hindi kasama yung odd integers, na kapag in-add natin sila together, ang magiging result ay 82. Since hindi natin alam kung ano yung first or second even integer, wala tayong idea, kailangan natin gumamit ng variable na x or any letter from the alphabet to represent the first unknown variable. Dahil kailangan nating i-represent yung ating unang unknown na even integer, so we'll be using x. Ito yung ating first even integer. And then, ang atin namang second integer, since integers are divisible by 2, we need to add 2 dito sa ating first integer. Ito naman yung ating second even integer. Since dalawa lang naman yung hinahanap dito sa verbal sentence na ito, 2 consecutive even integers, silang dalawa na yung ating 2 consecutive even integers. Combine them together, magiging x plus 2. Kaya tayo may plus sign dyan dahil meron tayong word na sum sa ating verbal sentence. And then we need to equate it. Yung equal sign ay para naman doon sa salitang is. Equate it to 82, which is our given constant. Ito na yung ating sagot na mathematical sentence para rito sa verbal sentence na ito. X plus 2 is equal to 82. And for number 5, the sum of 3 consecutive integers is not more than 57. Itong number 5, katulad ito ng ipinakita natin sa learning task 2 para sa number problem. Lagi nating tatandaan na iba-iba yung ating number problem. Meron tayong number problem para sa even integers. Meron din tayong para naman sa consecutive odd integers. At meron din tayong consecutive integers lamang na hindi nabanggit ang even and add. Iba-iba yung ating gagamitin na variable para rito. Kaya hindi tayo dapat na malito. Kapag hindi binanggit kung even or add, dapat consecutive lamang yung integers. Sunod-sunod lang yung kanilang order. Nadadagdagan lang siya by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Kapag naman even integer, by 2s ang kanyang order. 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on. Kapag odd integers naman, these are not divisible by 2. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. At para sa number 5, yung ating nabigay na example kasi ay isang equation. Dito nakalagay is not more than. So dapat instead of equal sign, magiging inequality symbol yung ating gagamitin para sa number 5. For number 9, 5 times the measure of an angle is an acute angle. For number 9, kung mapapansin natin, aside from 5, wala na tayong iba pang nakikita na constant. Analyzing this verbal sentence, 5, ito yung kanyang numerical value. Measure of an angle, since unknown siya, hindi natin alam kung ano yung exact niyang sukat, we will be using x for our unknown variable. Next, dahil may term na is, alam natin na ito ay tumutukoy sa equation, kaya kailangan natin maglagay ng equal sign. And then aside from that, wala nang nabigay pa na ibang number. Pero may nakalagay dito na acute angle. Alam natin na ang isang acute angle, any angle that measures less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. So, therefore, meron na tayong nakuha na term na less than 90 degrees. Kung itatranslate natin itong number 9, this is a tricky question. Ito ang kanyang magiging mathematical sentence. 5x is less than 90. Paano naging ganyan ang sagot? 5 here, which is the numerical coefficient, is coming from the term 5. Dahil nabanggit dito yung 5. And then x is the unknown measure of the angle. Kaya sila magkadikit, we need to multiply 5 to x dahil 5 times the measure of an angle. We need to multiply 5 to x. And then, itong less than 90 degrees ay galing na doon sa definition ng acute angle. Therefore, itong ating verbal sentence na ito ang kanyang katumbas na mathematical sentence. Ang tanong natin ay saan na napunta itong equal sign? Kasi dito is ang ginagamit. Therefore, dapat equation, di ba? If we try to use an equal sign, magiging 5x is equal to 90. It will no longer pertain to an acute angle. Magiging right angle na siya because a right angle measures exactly 90 degrees. Kaya naman, hindi natin gagamitin ang equal sign dahil pag ginamit na natin ang equal sign, right angle na yung ating tinutukoy. Pero dahil dito sa ating verbal sentence na ito, ang tinutukoy ay acute angle which must measure less than 90 degrees. Ito yung dapat natin gamitin. Kaya naman for number 9 na verbal sentence, ito yung ating correct mathematical sentence para i-translate ito. And then for number 10, the circumference of the circle with radius y is at most 25. May mga unfamiliar words sa atin dito, circumference and radius. Circumference is the distance around the circle. And then radius is any of the line segments from the center of the circle to any point on its circumference. Circumference and radius ay atin pang madidiscuss thoroughly pag tayo ay dumako na sa topic natin about geometry. Ang circumference, ito yung katumbas ng perimeter ng mga regular shaped objects. Kung ang square, rectangle, triangle, and so on, yung mga regular shaped objects ay merong perimeter, ito yung sukat nila around them. Ang circle naman ay may tinatawag na circumference. Ang circumference ay meron ding formula. Ito ang kanyang formula. Where C is the circumference. 2 is a constant. Hindi natin siya pwedeng tanggalin. And then this symbol, this is one of the mathematical constants in the world of mathematics. This is known as the pi. Lagi siyang kaugnay ng circle. And this is an irrational number. Nabanggit natin ito sa ating quarter 1 lesson about irrational numbers. At ang kanyang value ay hindi alam yung exact. Irrational siya. It continues. Ito ay kanyang estimated value lamang, 3.1416. Marami pang kadugtong yan. And then R is the radius. Translating number 10, itong ating verbal sentence na ito, gagamitin natin yung formula ng circumference of a circle. Substitute natin, 25, papalit natin sa value ng circumference dahil 25 yung ating given constant for number 10. At kung mapapansin natin, yung equal sign ay pinalitan na natin ng inequality sign. Dahil for number 10, ang binanggit na phrase ay inequality phrase na at most. When we say at most, yung ating circumference daw ng circle, 25 na yung maximum value niya, yung kanyang possible maximum value. Hindi na siya pwedeng lumagpas pa ng 25. It can be less than 25 or 25 itself, pero not more than that. At most 25. Kaya naman ang gagamitin natin na inequality sign ay less than or equal to. And then we'll just have to copy 2 pi. And then yung radius ay papalitan natin ng y. Dahil lang sabi dito, radius is y. Radius y. Using lamang natin ito sa kanyang standard format wherein yung mga constants ay nasa right side at yung mga may variables ay nasa left side. Pansinin natin na nabaliktad na yung ating inequality sign. Dahil itong 2 pi y ay greater than or equal to 25. Dito, 25, it's less than the value of 2 pi y. So kung babaliktarin man natin siya, ayusin natin yung kanyang standard form, dapat mas malaki pa din or greater than or equal to pa din si 2 pi y compared to the constant 25. Pagdako naman tayo ngayon sa Learning Task 4. Ito ang ating makikita for Learning Task 4. Nasa A part ito. Meron tayong Activity A at Activity B. Focus muna tayo sa Activity A. Find the value of x that will make the equality true or correct. Take note mga bata na para sa activity A, kung hahanapin natin ang value of x for an equality or equation, there can only be one solution or one answer. Kaya yung value ng mga unknown variables dito na x, isa lang. Compared to inequality na pwedeng marami. Nagbibigay ako ng example for activity A. 2 multiplied to the sum of a number and 4 is equal to 18. Ang una natin gagawin dito ay to distribute 2 dito sa x and 4. 2x ay galing sa 2 multiplied to x, magiging 2x. Copy the plus sign. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. And then copy equal 18. Pag meron na tayong ganito, naka-standard form na to ng linear equation na ax plus b is equal to c. Tandaan mga bata na lahat ng mga nasa kaliwa nitong ating equal sign, dapat ay ito yung may mga variables lamang. At lahat ng mga kanan, nandito yung mga constants. Therefore, itong positive 8 na ito ay dapat mapunta siya dito sa kanan. So, we will be transposing it. Or, ililipat natin siya ng pwesto. Ang matitira na lang dito ay 2x, na wala na yung plus 8. Copy equal sign and copy 18 dahil nandito na siya sa tamang pwesto niya, nandito na siya sa kanan. Constant siya. And then, pansinin natin na yung plus 8 ay naging negative 8 na. Dahil pag tayo ay nagtatranspose o pag naglilipat tayo ng pwesto from kaliwa pa kanan o from kanan pa kaliwa, nagpapalit tayo ng sign. So, from plus 8 or positive 8, magiging negative 8 na siya. Next natin gagawin ay to simplify, combine similar terms. Kaya naman, i-drop down lang natin yung 2x since wala siyang kasama, 2x lang. And then, 18 minus 8 is equal to 10. Next natin gagawin ay to divide x doon sa katabi niyang value. Ang katabi niya ay 2. Numerical coefficient niya ay 2. Therefore, let's divide 2x and 10. Both of them, let's divide them by 2. Kung ano yung katabi ng ating variable na x, yun yung ilalagay dito as denominator. Since 2 yung kanyang numerical coefficient, let's divide them. Divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2, mangyayari ay makakancel na natin yung 2. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1 or 1x. Our final answer will be x is equal to 5. For 1x, hindi naman natin kailangan ilagay na yung 1 na numerical coefficient. Invisible 1 ito. And then 5 ay galing sa 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Therefore, dito, sa ating equality or equation na ito, ang ating sagot ay x is equal to 5. Ito yung ating solution. Siya lang mag-isa. Ang nakuha natin dito na value ng x ay 5 para sa linear equation natin na ito. We have to check kung kapag sinubstitute na natin itong 5 dito sa x, dapat maging 18 yung sagot. Dapat maging equal yung left and right sides, parehong 18. Lagay natin yung ating linear equation. Substitute natin yung x sa 5, ating nakuha na value. And then distributive property. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Copy lang natin yung plus sign, equal to 18. 10 plus 8 is equal to 18. 18 is equal to 18. So, pantay yung ating left and right side. 5 talaga yung value ng x. 5 is the solution for this linear equation. At ganun din natin mga bata kung paano sasagutan itong limang ito. Dapat maging isa lang yung sagot. For number 1, ang gagawin mo dito ay itong plus 2. Transpose mo dito sa kanan, magiging negative 2 na ito. And then as is. Ito naman 3x is equal to 12. Divide both sides by 3. For number 3 naman, itong negative 3, tulad nitong ginawa natin dito, itong negative 3, i-transpose sa kanan, magiging plus 3 na siya. So, i-add mo sila. And then, divide them by 2. Itong number 4 ay katulad ng ating ginawa for this example. Number 5, itong plus 8 ay i-transpose mo dito sa kanan, magiging minus 8 na yan. Minus 7 minus 8, combine mo sila. And then, divide them both by 5. Yun yung ating magiging sagot. After nyong makuha, just to make sure na tama yung inyong sagot, i-check nyo na rin. Sure na tama yung inyong sagot, substitute nyo yung nakuha yung value ng x dito sa mga linear equations na ito. Activity B, find 3 values of x to make the inequality true or correct. Tulad ng nabanggit kanina, kapag equation, ang solution or value, possible value ng unknown ay isa lang. Pero for inequality, marami. In this case, ang hahanapin natin ay tatlo lang dahil infinite yung solution. Marami possible solutions. Tatlo lang ang hahanapin natin. Ito ang example natin ibibigay. 2 is multiplied to the difference of x and 4 greater than 2. Distributive property tayo. 2x galing sa 2 multiplied to x. Copy the minus sign. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. Kopyahin lang itong sign natin na greater than and then drop down to. Ito na yung ating magiging general form ng linear inequality. Alam natin na lahat ng mga nasa kaliwa ng ating inequality sign ay yung may mga kasamang variable lamang. The rest, yung mga constants lamang, dapat lahat nasa kanan. So, yung negative 8 ay ililipat natin dito sa kanan. Drop down natin yung 2x. Negative 8 magiging positive 8 na siya. Kinopya lang natin yung sign at yung from negative 8 na nasa kaliwa, inilipat natin, tinranspose natin sa kanan, naging positive 8. Next, drop down 2x, simplify, 2 plus 8 is equal to 10, and then divide both sides by 2. Dahil yung katabi ng ating x, yung kanyang numerical coefficient ay 2. Kung ano yung numerical coefficient, yun yung gagamitin natin pang divide both sides. 2x divided by 2, makakancel out siya dahil 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So, magiging 1x yan. No need na ilagay na yung 1 sa 1x. Invisible ito. So, ang ating magiging sagot ay x is greater than 5. 5 ay nagmula sa 10 divided by. So, ang possible natin na value ng x ay greater than 5. Ito ang ating magiging interval notation para rito sa ating sagot na value of x para sa linear inequality na ito. 5, positive infinity. Sa isang interval notation, ito ay isang way kung paano natin sinusulat ang ating sagot dito sa inequality. Ginagamit natin dito sa interval notation ang parentheses to emphasize that the number written is not included in the set. Itong 5 ay hindi included sa set dahil ang mga possible na value nitong ating variable x ay any number more than 5. Therefore, hindi siya pwedeng maging equal to 5. Kaya ito, parentheses. Pero, say for example, ito ay greater than or equal to 5, possible na maging 5 din ay isa sa mga solution. Instead of parentheses, we will be using brackets. Kapag naman ang ating isinulat ay infinity sign, either ito ay positive or negative, we always use parentheses with it. Substituting the value of x, if x is greater than 5, 6 is greater than 5. 6 ang sumunod na number consecutive to 5. Kapag 6 ang ating isinubstitute na value for x, it will make the inequality correct dahil 6 is truly greater than 5. Say for example, we will be using 5 to substitute for the value of x. It will not make the statement true dahil 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is actually equal to 5. Another example, if we try to substitute 4 as the value of x, it's also false because 4 is not greater than 5. It is actually less than 5. Dito, sa ating activity B for learning task 4, we are asked to find 3 possible values of x. So, aside from 6, pwede rin nating ilagay ang value as 7 because 7 is truly greater than 5. Pwede rin ang 8, 8 is greater than 5. And so on, up to positive infinity. Pero in this case, ang ating sagot ay 3 lang naman ang hinahanap, kaya 6, 7, and 8 lamang. Ganon din mga bata yung gagawin natin dito from numbers 1 to 5. And that's it for our video for today mga bata. Hangad ko na natutunan nyo kung paano nga bang sasagutan ang mga learning tasks sa Module 4, Quarter 2. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and Teacher Mo sa Math for more Grade 7 Mathematics content. Also, like and share this video para mas marami pa akong mga batang Grade 7 na tulad mo ang maabot at maturuan dahil ako si Ma'am Regine, ang Teacher Mo sa Math.